Today we're gonna finally check out the album by I-DLE called I Love. I am very excited for this. Something very special about I-DLE albums in general, same thing with the last album that came out in my time of inactivity on this channel, is that we have a lot of the members on the credits of the songs themselves, especially Soyeon, Minnie and Uki, and I think it's gonna be great to see within the songs that they're credited on if we can see some sort of musical style coming through depending on who was involved. So I'm gonna take a look at that. Let's start with the first track called Love. Soyeon on the credit and Big Sancho from the production team called Yummy Tone. Also a very familiar name, has worked on many I-DLE tracks, I think, including Oh My God and Señorita. So very much looking forward to it. Let's have a listen.
Hey ex-boyfriend, hi ex. 자꾸 인스타에 담아던데.
Okay.
How to get back. 알겠지만 my love is perfect.
Very interesting rhythm here from the start already. Very sort of stop and go-ish, if that makes sense. Nice, interesting percussion sounds in between. There was also a little bit of a vocal chop that kind of goes like, ah! And then obviously these super hard-hitting piano chords that Soyeon seems to be favoring. If you look at the songs like Han, for example, piano seems to be a sound that she seems to be leaning towards a lot. I think she even talked about it in the interview, how she's leaning a lot towards more natural sounds for I-DLE to give them their sort of signature sound. Okay, now we're breaking up this sort of stop and go feeling. Very cool here. If you listen to the piano now, it's a reverse piano, so you can kind of hear it swelling. So that's kind of the effect that you get. Very cool effect. Always sounds very cool. The most spicy thing about this is sort of the groove of the song, which I like a lot. And then here we have also this guitar. Woo! Okay. Heavy guitars coming in. I think this is probably the chorus. Okay, this was the part that I heard before in the teaser as well. Very memorable, right? Sort of writing here. Very cool here at the end with the filtered effect on the vocals. Also already overlapping with the start of the next verse, so that makes everything a lot more smoother. So here, very cool songwriting technique or arrangement technique, whatever you want to call it. Just by taking out a lot of the elements that we just heard in the chorus, everything calms down a lot. But what's really cool here is also the background vocals and the ad-libs. At the beginning, I think you can hear Soyeon doing some ad-libs. Then we have some really nice background vocals. Right here. Not sure who's singing the background vocals, but I think that one was by Mion, but I'm not entirely sure. So now we're slowly building again. Once again, the reverse piano chords. And also really cool right here, we have this sort of impact, this hard hit that kind of results based on the fact that the kick and the heavy piano chords are hitting at the same time. Right here. And the reverse piano chord is kind of swelling into it. Pretty cool. Back into the chorus. Yeah, I think this part is very catchy with the la 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 la. Woo! And we're ending with the piano and Minnie's vocals. Oh no, it's not ending, it's the bridge. Some nice little accenting melodies there. Very atmospheric.
Guess who got me? She's my love.
Once again, really cool effect here on the vocal.
Guess who got me? She's my
Sort of distorted. All about adding that additional texture to that part.
I'm looking for my love, 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 love. Thanks to smart and love.
And ending with Winnie, so I guess I just kind of predicted it already. That was the first track. I like that one. Next track is Change, and I'm very, very excited for this track because Minnie is on the credits. Minnie and Soyeon is actually on the credits, but Soyeon just for the lyrics, if I'm not mistaken. And Brett Beat, which is once again a producer, if I'm not mistaken, that I-DLE has worked with a lot. I think he has been on a lot of songs that Minnie has been involved on. I think Dahlia and Escape, I think he was on as well. So as I said earlier, like they are aware that they have a certain style, and in order to keep this style, it just makes a whole lot of sense that you would work with the same people over and over again, especially if you're working really well with them. More importantly, let's see if we can spot some characteristics of Minnie's writing in this one. I'm extremely excited for this because, in case you didn't know, I'm a little bit of a Minnie bias. You never heard this. And Dahlia was my song of the year last year, according to my Spotify statistics, and already was also super amazing. Change is the name of the track. Let's go. Woo! Okay, I didn't see this one coming. Kick and very fast bass. And the pads, obviously. Woo! This is already really cool because, first of all, the intro, as it sounds like, has the chorus melody already. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very Minnie-ish melody, if you know what I mean. Like, if you remember Dahlia, if you remember already, this sounds like a melody Minnie would write. I think I've said this before, but a lot of her songs do sound like she wrote them on the piano and then they were transferred into a DAW, aka a digital audio workstation, and then they added all the production to it. I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened. She has some really nice and very pretty melodies. We're gonna hear one here in the beginning as well. It's introduced already in the intro, it's filtered out in the background, and what's even more cool about this is that because we have this super fast bass pattern here in the intro and we have these pads, everything feels really, really full. But then when we transfer into the actual verse, it suddenly becomes like sort of empty, but it also becomes clean. So the contrast between the intro and the verse here is already very, very strong. Listen to this. Suddenly it's like so much more clean. With this guitar, super fast hi-hat here. Such a pretty melody. Ooh. I'm a huge fan of rap that's just happening over the same beat that was there before, but because the rhythm of the vocals is changing, like it gives it a sort of different feel. This is what happens here as well. It's super cool. And additionally, they also added this sort of gritty distortion to Soyeon's vocals here. Yeah, I mean, Minnie's verse melody, beautiful for sure. Very heavy distortion, in fact. Woo. No super fast hi-hat anymore, but slower pattern. And pads swelling. Woo. Okay, snare. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I said it in the beginning that like Minnie's melodies are super beautiful, and I think this is just another confirmation of it. What a chorus. I have a feeling this might be one of my most listened songs of the year again. Let's have a listen to the transition here from the pre into the chorus, because I thought that was kind of interesting. So you sort of expect a hard hit, but it's not actually hitting that hard. They sort of fake it out here, which I think is interesting. So yeah, it's kind of, the hit is like weaker than you expect it to be, which is kind of cool. And then what's really noticeable here, again, I think we had that in Already as well, is these super high harmonies on Minnie's vocals here. Right here. And then the rhythm that she goes for the melody is also kind of reminding me a bit of Already. So she definitely has a very, very noticeable writing style. Like the rhythm of the Already that we had in Already, it's kind of similar here, but it's obviously different. It's very cool to see to me that she kind of, it's her unique writing style. Also, very interesting choice of drums here in the entire song. It sounds like it's just one drum machine because all the sounds kind of fit together. But especially that open crash hit sounds like it's straight out of old Drum Machine. Just dropping into no vocals here. I feel like that's a really powerful section as well. I think a lot of times writers are scared, and I am scared of it as well, to just have the instrumental play after such a highly emotional chorus, which we have right here, and they just do it to let everyone calm down. And I think it gives the chorus sort of even more like emotion, even more strength, if that makes sense. This is such a pretty song.
Every time you smile, don't you pretend. Ask myself every night and realize things won't be the same, won't be the same.
Minnie's voice is insane. Woo. That harmony. I think this is different from the first pre, right? But I might be wrong. God, I love this melody. Woo. Okay, variation. The harmonies are incredible. Now Uki coming in. Something that's really cool about I-DLE's music in general is sort of that all their members have such different textures, and I think you can hear it, especially here now that Uki is singing the chorus. It kind of feels differently just because of her voice, and that adds sort of variation to it, but obviously it's still the same melody, so it's still similar, and it's very, very cool. That's something you can see all throughout I-DLE's songs. Wow, I love this song. This is such a pretty song. If you like the sort of analysis that I'm doing on this channel, then you will love the sort of analysis that we're doing over on the SerpentIris channel, which will be linked up here. We're currently doing a Dreamcatcher analysis series, but next up, after Dreamcatcher, we're gonna go and analyze I-DLE. So definitely make sure to head over there, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on it. K-pop music production, analysis, all that stuff. Definitely go and head over to SerpentIris. Alright, next up we have Reset, which is a song written by Uki Boytoy by the production team Platinum, Disco also by Platinum, and PLC or PLZ, which is also by Platinum. So I assume that's probably one production team that they work with here. And the lyrics are written by Soyeon. So this is a Uki track, at least when it comes to the songwriting, it seems like. Ooh. Nice atmosphere there in the beginning, and now the guitar. Nice little ad-lib there with the yeah. No, that's okay. Feels like we're building already. Okay. Very powerful chorus. Okay, very cool. Again, they kind of introduced that theme of this answer to the main phrase with the, filtered out radio vocal in the verse already, and then they have it in the chorus as well. But if we're talking about writing styles here, because I just mentioned that this is the song that has Uki on the credits, I feel like you can hear it. If I'm not mistaken, Uki was also on the credits for one of the Beyond tracks of her solo. I do think that reminds me quite a bit of these songs. I like this song specifically. It kind of has that similar sort of feeling to it. Ooh, nice break there. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna pause again. I'm very sorry, but I think pauses are super underrated in general when it comes to music production, songwriting, anything. Like having a pause in a piece of music, that's like one of the most powerful tools that you have as a songwriter. And it's often not being utilized enough, in my opinion. So I think very cool that they sort of have that pause here and then it continues. Ruby acoustic bass. Bom, bom, bom. Hey. Once again, the filtered out vocals. Woo. That chorus hits. Incredible vocals. And then it ends with the filtered out vocal again. And this is probably the bridge. Guitar getting faster there. Woo. So now the vocal, but without the hitting instrumental, that comes delayed. Very common songwriting technique, but just works super well every time. Very nostalgic kind of track. I like that a lot. That was really great. So that was Reset, which makes a lot of sense with what I just said with the nostalgic feeling because it's called Reset. Now next up we have Sculpture. The music is written by Minnie and Houdini. Houdini, also a familiar name if we are looking at credits for Idol songs. He has been on many tracks as well. And the lyrics have Soyeon on it. And on the arrangement we also have Low by the production team Raw. Sculpture is the name of the song. Woo! Okay, chopped up. Okay, that's groovy. Ooh, that's interesting. That is a really interesting verse here. So I have this sort of consistent pattern here. And then she kind of breaks up the rhythm here. It's almost like shocking to the listener if you hear it because you don't expect her to sing in that rhythm at that point, which is kind of cool. Ooh. A little bit of reggaeton almost feel there. Ooh. Those vocals, the woohoo, pan to the side. Cool. Okay, reverse vocal. Okay. That is a spicy harmony. Singing the title of the song. Woo. Very groovy. Okay, so far this is the most spicy in terms of like production. Like I didn't see that chorus coming at all. The pre-chorus was also very surprising, and we also had this element of surprise in the intro here as well. So if this keeps going, it's a very, very interesting song. Woo. Woo. This pre-chorus is so cool. No drums at all, and it also feels like it's kind of short. I don't know how long this section is. And then it hits into the chorus. I love this harmony. And what a strong contrast between this A chorus and this B chorus with the sculpture, with the held notes. In the first part of the chorus, we have such a rhythmic pattern, almost staccato-ish with the dot, 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 dot. And then in the second half, we have these super long notes. That's like almost like the strongest rhythmic contrast possible. Woo. Woo. Okay, halftime. Woo. That E piano there, that is a very pretty sound. Oh, that was cool. Once again, silence being utilized. Woo. Another fake out there with the silence, really cool. Yeah, I like that. It's always like kind of floating above everything. Wow, what a pretty song once again. Yeah, Mini on the credits, as I said earlier. I think this one was a little bit more different from like what I said earlier with Already and Dahlia, but it still had some of those notes and sort of melodies that I mentioned earlier as well. So you can definitely hear the style, I feel like, but this one was very spicy in terms of like what kind of choices were made in the pre-chorus, in the chorus, and even in the intro, sort of making it unpredictable what's gonna happen next, which I think was very, very cool, and the super strong contrast in the chorus. Very nicely done. Now, the last song already is Dark X-File. There already was a trailer for it, and I heard it, and it sounded insane. So I'm very much looking forward to this last song. On the credits for the music, we have Uki and Sixth John, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, on the arrangement as well. And for the lyrics, we have Soyeon once again. Very dark vibe already with this bubbly sort of synth here. Well, bell and bubbly-ish, I would say. And then the chords in between. Whew. That was a cool sound. Just snaps and mini vocals. Whew. Okay, I've probably talked about this a lot, but one of the most powerful ways to lift up the energy if you're going from one section to another is bringing in drums and bringing in the bass, which is exactly what they do here. But what's interesting is, if I'm not mistaken, they have an 808 bass, which is a very like common bass sound for like any trap, hip-hop-ish kind of genre, and even like in electronic music just in general. But then it sounds like they have an acoustic drum kit on top of that, which is kind of cool. Yeah, like that snare, very acoustic. So it's a cool kind of mixture. And they brought in the drums just to drop them again out for the pre-chorus. Wow, these chords.
Kill the truth. Me and you.
Oh my god. Okay, back to the melody introduced in the intro. Oh my god, okay. This is a super cool song. Okay, there's multiple things I want to talk about here. First of all, the chords in the pre-chorus. Ascending sort of. Woo. But the harmony there. And then the overlapping melody, or like pre-beat melody, if you want to call it, upbeat melody, whatever. Beyond starts the phrase and then the instrumental hits. And then these as like sort of the answer to the phrase that Mion started. There's a lot of ad-libs and really cool things happening here in this chorus.
Kill the truth. Me and you.
And I think we have the melody from the intro in the background here already. And then B-chorus here. Very cool ad-libs here with Soyeon coming in there. Hand to the sides. Then we drop into this almost instrumental only part here with the melody from the beginning, which is a lot of people struggle with just having parts that are just purely instrumental. But here has such an impact. And then they're bringing in the vocals here at points as well.
Yeah, I'm Chris for you.
And then they're filtering it out here. Whew. Okay. Okay. Almost a Christmassy kind of sound there with the and these glitches there. Okay. So much detail here. And I mentioned this earlier again, but I'm gonna mention it again here because we have it again. Rap over what seems to be a consistent instrumental here again, which is super cool. But I mean, obviously, Soyeon, like, incredible rapper, if not the best, so. Woo. That was a really cool sound, the little that was a great impersonation. So many like small details in this song. There's a little melody there as well. My god, what a banger. The feeling of this chorus is also really great with the breaths in the spaces in between. Little drop out there, then the reverse cymbal coming in, bringing you back. So cool. Wow. Woo. Woo. Dropping out the bass and bringing it back. Okay. I thought the song was over, but it wasn't. Wow. Okay, that was an absolute banger. My god, the entire album was, to be completely honest. I think my personal favorites, just from first listen here, are probably Change and this last song called Dark X-File. Wow, what a banger. What do you guys think about this album? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. Definitely go and check out SerpentIris. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell there. We're gonna have an I-DLE analysis over there very, very soon. And you don't want to miss it. Gonna be a lot of work, but gonna be a lot of fun. So if you don't want to miss it, definitely head over there, check it out. And other than that, have a nice day and goodbye.